trick to cereal is keeping 70% of it above the milk.
This blanket statement presumes that all cereal has the same absorption rate. 70% may make sense for Corn Flakes or Cheerios, but you definitely want to land somewhere between 50 to 60% for Fruit Loops or Cocoa Puffs. And God forbid you veer into shredded wheat territory and end up with one of those big old Ted Lasso biscuits. You're going to want to let that thing soak for 5 days minimum, maybe in a mixture of equal parts vinegar and dish soap, after which you toss that shit in the trash and figure out what you're doing with your life.
It's like the intergalactic version of UPS, but less off-putting.
Throwing shade at UPS and pretending like FedEx and Amazon also haven't been leaving packages at the end of my driveway. And outside of the fence.
Our TV signals take light years to reach this planet. Nobody tell him that Braveheart wins.
First off, a light year is a measure of distance, not time. Second off, how about a spoiler alert, Rick? I'm only up to 1987 on my Academy Award rewatch. And I feel a little lost because I haven't seen the first Emperor yet.
What the hell is a bird person?
He's Rick's best friend.
Jerry said what, not who. And even then, Bird Person is much more than just Rick's best friend. He's so many things.
Weddings are basically funerals with cake.
Cute marriage equals death cliche, but if that were true, then funerals with cake would have to basically be weddings. And speaking from experience, I can tell you they are not.
You just say what's in your squanch, and people understand.
Oh, okay. Well, squanching squanches before casually squanching about some squanches is exactly the kind of squanch that makes me both squanch and squanch this show. And with all my squanch, I can't squanch how I squanch about the squanchingly squanch bit of narrative squanch. Am I right? Maybe it's possible that Rick and family beat Jerry here, but I have no way to prove it either way, so I'm going to send it to be safe. And because I'm an asshole.
You say you get it, but I'm scared you'll keep doing it.
Title of my sex tape?
Look, here's some humans you can practice on.
Title of the sequel to my sex tape?
Blood Ridge on Glapflap's third moon.
Show uses a variation of the word flap cliche.
Sounds like you and my dad have a long history together.
This conversation gives us insight into Beth's fractured relationship with her father, as well as her insecurities and deficits, and the interplay between all three. But it also gives us some hilariously delivered expositional backstory about Bird Person and Rick. The strange thing is I'm not even mad about the exposition. In fact, I welcome it. What is wrong with me?
Bird Person, you are my seed, my worm, my earliness.
Surely one cannot be both the seed and the worm. Plus, lateness is generally more common when the first two come into play. Pulling out someone's innards, even jokingly.
I am a cyborg photographer. Just act natural. This is a candid shot.
I'm not sure if the cyborg gaze is problematic or not, but until I can collect more data, I'm going to assume it's a precursor to Terminator Salvation. And I'm doing everything I can to prevent that from happening again. Writers didn't save this joke for its Rick Sanchez in the Temple of Squanch episode. Also, they really turned this joke on its head.
Being nice is something stupid people do to hedge their bets.
You know, as funny as it is, this is the kind of shit that serves as a driving force behind the show's toxic fandom. And if you're offended by that, it's fair to assume you're part of the problem. Now you may be thinking, that was a mean thing to say. Well, being nice is something stupid people do to hedge their bets. Bird murder. Birder? The laser fire from these blasters killed Bird Person, but barely leaves a scratch on what we can assume from the instrument and location are referred to as baseballs. Squanchy is a dick to someone's balls for no reason. This catering space fan has super convenient worm-based countermeasures. Also, the Smiths are super lucky the Galactic Federation hasn't realized the benefits of spaceships that don't immediately explode when they slightly bump into each other. When they develop that technology, Rick will really have to pull some signs out of his ass.
F you, Summer.
Saying f you to your granddaughter. Well, at least in this case.
You can't say F you to your granddaughter?
We already covered this, Morty. Say you don't watch TVSins without saying you don't watch TVSins.
Now who wants to go shopping for a brand new motherfucking world?
Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos making plans for the weekend. If the Smiths think a star screaming for 42 hours is the worst of it, wait till they see its coronal mass ejections after eating a space burrito. Maybe I can buy that the space fan had a TV handy and that Rick had some sort of interdimensional cable thumb drive with him or something. I mean, I don't want to buy it, but I'm going to try to get past it. However, I do not buy that they build a f***ing log cabin in this short amount of time. Also, I've decided I can't get past the working TV and cable signal thing. So...
We discovered a species of tiny pig off the coast of New Australia.
We'd offer you some, but we hunted it to extinction for breakfast.
I know the whole joke is that living on this tiny planet is clearly not sustainable. However, the idea that not only Rick, the smartest man in the universe, but the entire family, excluding Jerry of course, wouldn't have foreseen this food shortage as a problem is pretty laughable, especially when you consider that later in the show Rick casually goes to a bar before turning himself in. Surely they could whip up some disguises to pick up groceries at the nearest intergalactic grocery store. Morty effortlessly sending sending this frisbee around the entire planet raises multiple questions about the gravity here and how they're able to walk around like normal. All right, just the one question, I guess.
Morty, if you go to where there's a bunch of ice cream and then you don't come back, you haven't actually gotten ice cream. You've just gone where ice cream is.
Rick would be squanchingly good at TVSins.
Where's the van, Morty?
It's over the horizon, in the driveway.
I'm not going to send Rick asking Morty where the van is when he's the only person we've seen driving it. I'm not going to send Rick asking where the van is before checking the driveway. But I am going to send the fact that they built a driveway for a space van instead of a launching pad.
I'm Jerry Smith, and I love sucking big, sweaty boners and licking disgusting, furry testicle sacks.
Okay.
Only Rick and Morty could have stuck the landing on the transition from that statement to the use of non-diegetic music to convey turmoil and the general emotional toll of Rick's life.
Of the Galactic Federation.
I feel better.
Show expects us to believe that medicine works this quickly, and as someone who's sitting here an hour later waiting for his edible to kick in, I'm calling bullshit. And this unicorn that's been hanging out with me for the last hour totally agrees.
What are you in for?
Everything.
I really hate cliffhangers like this. If you're going to put a character's fate in jeopardy, at least make it someone that we might believe will be stuck in this prison or killed. We know Rick won't be killed, and we know Rick won't spend the rest of the series in prison. This cliffhanger is all kinds of squanch.
Ooh-wee!
The blatant disrespect for this pizza. This might actually bother me more than the cliffhanger nonsense. Why would you do that to a piece of pizza that did nothing to you? Because you're a monster. That's why.
Don't even start with me, Franklin. Okay, you need to walk away from this ASAP.
I squanch my family. What? I do. I squanch my family.
Frank, you disgust me. You disgust everyone.
You know, you're not being very supportive of Bird Person on his big day.
How about this? Shut your mouth, or I'll kick your teeth down your throat and I'll shut it for you.
Squanch this, mofo.
Not using it right, Joe.
Sounds like you and my dad have a long history together. Wish I could say the same.
With all due respect, what the f are you talking about?
Oh, that's not right.
You know, when I first met Bird Person, he was... Listen, I'm not the nicest guy in the universe.
And for the record, my name's not Ted Peterson. It's Han Solo, named after the man who made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. And I am a burger, like my father before me. Also, I want to tell everyone here that I've got a pretty huge New Kids on the Block tattoo on my back. The heads are warped, but f you guys, it's funny.
Squanch this! My leg! How it feels to chew 5 gum. Stimulate your senses.
Welcome to Earth.